Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has announced 5 days of mourning following the death of the country's president, Ibrahim Raisi. Mr. Raisi was killed in a helicopter crash in a mountainous area of northwestern Iran, along with Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdollahian. State media confirmed they were killed after the helicopter they were traveling in came down on Sunday. Ayatollah Khamenei said he offered his condolences to the dear people of Iran. This is what we know so far about the crash. Raisi flew to the far northwestern province of East Azerbaijan on Sunday morning for the inauguration of the Kizkhalasi Dam, a joint hydroelectric power project with neighbouring Azerbaijan on the Aras River. He was joined at the ceremony by the Azerbaijani president, who said he had bid a friendly farewell before the helicopter departed the dam area and flew towards the city of Tabriz, around 80 miles to the south. Raisi had been scheduled to inaugurate 2 oil projects in Tabriz later on Sunday. There were 6 other people accompanying the president and foreign minister who also died in the crash. That's according to the Major General Hossein Salami, the Commander-in-Chief of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. They also included the governor of East Azerbaijan province, the head of the president's security team, and 2 pilots. The incident occurred at around 1:30 local time in a remote mountainous area about 36 miles south of the Kizkhalasi Dam and 2 kilometers southwest of the village of Uzi, again according to the Iranian officials and photographs published by state media. But it was not until after around 4 p.m. local time that Iranian state TV reported that the helicopter carrying the president had experienced what it called a hard landing while flying to Tabriz in heavy fog and rain. Interior Minister Ahmad Vahidi later confirmed that the president's delegation had been travelling in a convoy of 3 helicopters and that his aircraft was forced to make a hard landing due to bad weather conditions and fog in the area. He said multiple rescue teams were heading to the area, but that fog, snow and rain and the local terrain were hampering the search operation. As for the other 2 helicopters that were flying alongside the president's helicopter, they had initiated a search for 15 to 20 minutes after communication was lost. They were then forced to make emergency landings, an official told state TV, as the operation continued into the night. Vice President for Executive Affairs Mohsen Mansouri also said that contacts had been made with 2 people on the president's helicopter, a flight crew member and 1 other individual. This indicates that the severity of the incident was not very high, as 2 of the individuals inside the helicopter managed to communicate with our team multiple times, he added, without providing further details. However, any hopes that Raisi and his entourage had survived were dashed after daybreak on Monday. So what was found at the scene? Well, at about 5 a.m. local time, rescuers spotted the wreckage from just over a mile away and then took about an hour to reach it, according to rescue team sources. Once at the crash site, which was at an altitude of around 7,200 feet, they found no signs of life. Iranian authorities have so far not given a cause. However, government ministers have described how the helicopter crashed after getting into difficulties in heavy fog and rain. So what do we know about the aircraft? State media identified it as a Bell 212, a model which was developed by a US company for the Canadian military in the 1960s. Iran's Navy and Air Force have a total of 10, according to Flight Global's 2024 World Air Forces Directory, but it's unclear how many the Iranian government operates. According to the Flight Safety Foundation, the last fatal incident in Iran involving a Bell 212 before Sunday happened during a medical evacuation in April 2018. Of course, such a death has huge political implications. Mr. Raisi had been tipped as a potential successor to the supreme leader, but now the country needs a new president. Vice President Mohammad Mokbir has been appointed to assume interim duties. But Mr. Mokbir will work with the heads of Iran's legislature and judiciary to prepare for a presidential election within 50 days, a period of time set out in Iran's constitution for replacing a president who dies in office. Iran's cabinet has also appointed Deputy Foreign Minister Ali Bagheri Khani as acting foreign minister. Mr. Raisi was a hardline cleric, and his election as president in 2021 consolidated the control of conservatives over every part of the Islamic Republic. In a statement following his death, the Iranian government said it would continue to operate without disruption. A number of countries, meanwhile, have expressed their condolences following President Raisi's death. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif announced a national day of mourning and described Mr. Raisi and Mr. Amir Abdullahian as good friends of Iran. Writing on social media, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi said he was deeply saddened and shocked by the deaths. Turkey's President Erdogan said his government was in full contact and coordination with the Iranian authorities and was ready to provide any necessary support. Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov expressed his condolences and said the President and Foreign Minister were true, reliable friends of our country, while China's President Xi Jinping said Mr. Raisi had contributed to Iran's security and stability. Meanwhile, the EU expressed its sincere condolences, and European Council President Charles Michel said our thoughts go to the families. Hamas, meanwhile, praised Mr. Raisi's support of the Palestinian group, while the Tehran-backed Hezbollah movement in Lebanon said it was mourning the death of its protector. Israel, meanwhile, has denied any involvement.